Hi, welcome to Community Hotline. My name is Monica Weitzel. We're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. Glad you joined us tonight. We have a whole show about a program at Mount Hood Community College that is changing the lives of women, and I want you to hear all about it. We're going to talk about the Transitions program, and with us is Stella Armstrong, the program coordinator. Thank you for being here, Stella.
Thank you for inviting us here.
Yeah, I'm delighted. And Shannon Smythe, you are a graduate of this program.
Yes, amazing program.
And if I understand correctly, you were of the first graduating class that Stella was, that you ran, is that right?
Right,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Oh, unfortunately for whom? No, that's not what she says. So
No.
I hear only good things about transitions. And actually, I'll get back to this a little more later, but the first time I met Shannon was at an award banquet for you. It was a Seroptimus banquet giving you an award for achieving so much, and it was a scholarship, is that right?
Correct.
Yeah, so we can talk more about that later, but obviously you're doing something right, Stella. Yeah.
Hopefully, yes.
Hopefully. So tell me a little bit about the Transitions program, if you can. Like, why was this started, and who gets to get into this program?
Okay. I just joined Transitions last year. I joined them on board last year. So for myself, I have very little history, but the program itself has like a 25-year plus history.
Oh, has it been that long?
Oh,
wow.
yeah. And it's really a program for women, giving women access to education, especially women facing enormous barriers, any barriers that you can think of. And the students who will be here, the graduates of Transition, will tell themselves, the kind of barriers that they have faced,
right,
and the courage for them to, make the big move forward to say, I want to have an education for myself because I want to be successful. I want to have self-confidence, and Transitions provide them the support that they need. So it's like a bridge, you can say that, or like a little push, like what happened for most of the students, like my first class at Mount Hood. And it's really providing women a safe environment to explore the possibilities that they thought they never had.
So it kind of opens up your horizons, and
Right,
it's like
exactly.
maybe you thought you would never be anything but work at McDonald's or something. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but maybe that's as far as you ever thought,
Yeah.
or maybe you never thought you'd go to school or college or whatever.
Yeah.
So it opens up those possibilities. Now I did hear Shannon mentioning in the break there that you pushed her, Stella, that you gave her that push.
Definitely.
Yeah. So Shannon, tell me a little bit about your experience with Transitions.
Going in Transitions, I had not been in school for 24 years. I had all these dreams coming out of high school, and I started a family young, and through a lot of trials and tribulations, just kind of lost my path and was focused on a lot of other things besides myself. Transitions is more than a bridge. It's family, where women don't usually connect with women and stuff. When you're kind of forced to make connections with these women, and it's somewhere where you can go well after you graduate, well after the 3 months for the term is over. People that will lift you up when you're feeling down and remind you that you're worth something.
And those are the people you want to keep in your life,
100%.
right? Because things could be going great right now, but in a couple of years, something, everybody has stuff happen.
A couple days.
So, yeah,
things happen.
exactly, a couple hours. Everybody has something, and some have it worse than others. But yeah, to have that support group. So you think you'll stay friends with these women that you
Forever.
Yeah.
Stella's part of my family.
Definitely. That's a beautiful thing, and that's the impression I got from the women that I've talked to, is that you become like family, and that they're the support, they're what you need to stay strong and keep going forward.
Also, they make you dig deep to some things you might not want to deal with, and
Is it like a big therapy group?
No, well, the papers we have to write.
Yeah.
You think about it, I dug way deep for mine. It's like 1,500 words, I think, or 1,000 words, and it's like one assignment a week, and what you have to dig out, and that's stuff
painful.
painful, but then it's released. Like it feels
therapeutic.
so, amazing,
release,
amazing. And then the feedback you get from it, it's not negative. It's
So do you read these out to people, or
I mean, you can share them, but the instructor, I'm sure Stella read a lot of ours, but you use those towards the end to do your personal statement, which you use for the scholarships and other parts. But that right there helps so much. Stuff you wouldn't want people to even know about that you try to forget yourself.
and you tried to suppress it because it wasn't
Yeah,
anything
it
you were
wasn't
proud
great.
of or happy about, or
Yeah,
whatever.
and it kind of makes you take a look at it, and they say if you just stuff things, they never go away. So
Yeah, and I'm sure that's right. On the other side of it, as you get better and more successful in your life, and however you define success, you can look back on those and go, look how far I've come.
yes,
You know,
definitely.
I think that's probably important to remember that you've been on an amazing journey, and you're keeping on going forward, and that's something to be really proud of. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about how the process works. So how long is the course?
The course, the course runs from 10 to 11 weeks, so it's longer in the fall. And it's basically, 3 components. So we do have, it's a credit course, so 7 credits all in all, so 3 subjects. And then those, of the 7 credits, you can use the 6th one for elective courses later on. And so we have, it's really regular, challenging classes. And I always tell the applicants, no blindfolds here, cards on the table. That it's going to be hard because it's preparing you for college work. So Ayanka and the other students later on will tell you how amazing our instructor is, Eden, and then she runs a really good group of the courses, exactly to prepare the women for college. Yeah.
So do all the women that go through the transitions plan on being in college, or do some of them have other? Is it always college as the goal?
No, I think the best way to put it is after transitions, transitions will give you the skills to make smart decisions about the future.
Whatever that may be.
Whatever that may be, it may be confirming what you believe that it's going to be college, or other options for you.
Yeah, maybe it opens it up to other options.
Right. So what it provides the women is the clarity. Having the confidence that after transitions, they will make smart decisions about the future, and about themselves.
That's a great thing to feel. Would you say that's right?
Yeah, definitely. And also, we take 2 tests and we dig deep into those, the Myers-Briggs and the Strong Inventory. And those are tests that other schools or other jobs or whatever charge you money for. These are things that you answer questions and they tell you what you're good at, so they can go dig into the workforce and find jobs that they're proven to be good at.
Right, that they have an aptitude for, whether they ever thought of that or not. And that's a valuable thing right there.
Definitely.
Yeah. You brought some pictures, I believe, or you sent some pictures, and I'd like to take a look at those if we can. And I think it's mostly groups of the women that have gone through the program. So we'll see. Now, what are we looking at here?
Oh, okay. The 3 women, that's Barbara, Michelle, and Jasmine. They were our mentors last year. And the mentors, I would say very proudly 100% is the heart of the program. It's the soul of the program, because they are women who've gone through the journey, rising from barriers and being able to finish the transitions, and they've decided to come back and help incoming students.
They have credibility.
Oh yes, they can relate to the students in ways that nobody can, and I'm just excited about the core of mentors that we have. And this is Shannon's fall cohort, so that was last fall. And we'll have another picture of Eden Eisenstein later. There's Eden in the center. She's our instructor.
She's amazing.
Amazing teacher. And then David Sussman, our supervisor for special student services. And Jenny is also our amazing program assistant for transitions. And so that's and then that's Irenea, Jenny again, and Angela, one of our work study, and she's also a transitions graduate. She worked for some time as a work study in our office. And the link hands, I think, says a lot about the nature of our program and how diverse it has become. The way it reaches out to different communities and women from all stories and all backgrounds.
You get past all those differences, don't you? Find the commonality.
Yeah.
I've sent so many people to the program.
Really?
To
That's
go
great.
check it out.
This is one of our fun activities, because we do have weekly group activities facilitated by our mentors. And then we invite facilitators and experts from outside too. So this one is an activity for self-confidence and managing stress. So they got introduced to Taekwondo and breaking boards. So
Wow,
bad
that's
habits.
what the board-
bad
that's what
habits.
it's a-
Yeah, that's why they're showing their
nice.
broken boards.
We write our names, we write our bad habit on there, and then we break it.
Right, that's great.
And then and that's our Liz Perry. She's the coordinator of the Transiciones
I've
program.
met Elizabeth,
Yeah, and also an awesome lady. So all together, they form the family and the safe environment that the students get to explore.
I can hear a lot of affection in your voice for these people.
And that's Sudabe, one of our students, proudly showing off the scholarship award that she won last spring. And it's just amazing from seeing the women with no self-confidence when I first interviewed them for the first time. And after a term or two, showing off.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, Shannon, what would you say to that? How did you come into the program and how did you leave? Or you haven't really left yet, but.
My daughter and myself were going through a tough time. We just moved here. I heard about the Transitions program, and it was an opportunity. This state has amazing resources, amazing. California,
If you know
anywhere
about
I've
'em.
been. Yeah. And I was introduced to them, and going in there and meeting Stella, she told me about the program, and I was blown away. And how well known it is, and how people, when they see that you've graduated Transitions, look at you in a different way.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
That says something. It's got a good reputation.
Sir Optimus, the other candidate that won, was also a graduate.
Yes, yes.
So it is
That does
recognized everywhere, pretty much. Like I said, they don't let you see the bad about yourself at all. Something we did yesterday was we taped blank pages on our backs, and each of us had to write something about the other woman. And, and when we all looked at each other, it's like you see things in yourself that others see that you never would have thought.
Isn't that something?
It's
yeah.
amazing.
And women are the hardest, I think, on ourselves than anybody else.
And each other.
And each other, that's right. Now you, like you mentioned, you got this award, or I mentioned the Sir Optimus. I want to show this award. This is the Live Your Dream Education and Training Awards for Women. So this is Sir Optimus International of Gresham presents a certificate to Shannon Smythe in recognition and support of her efforts to enhance her career potential.
Right. And you were there to share that with me.
I was there, yeah. It was my first Sir Optimus meeting. I had not joined yet, and I have now, and because I love the work they do helping to promote women and help them overcome obstacles. And so it's a kind of, they have the same kind of mission. And I chatted with you just briefly after the thing, because I loved your story. I mean, I was very moved by it.
That's my next step. I'm going to transfer.
Oh.
But I will never lose touch with you. I live right next to you. I'll stalk you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm working. I'm still active. My daughter, that I talked a lot about when I did that, she graduated from the Project Yes program. She got an internship. The whole school, everything here in the
Very
States,
supportive and
very
helping you meet,
finding
achieve your goals.
resources if you don't have ways to do things. Overcoming obstacles constantly.
That's a great thing, and you should be very proud of yourself, and you should feel very good about all the help that you're giving these women, because
She's an angel.
Everybody has to have an angel, right?
She's an angel.
So tell me, we're just about out of time. What else is it that you want people to know about this program, about transitions? What, if somebody came up to you and they knew nothing about it, what would be the main thing you want to get across?
I've walked up to women before that I hear a little bit of their story or see their struggles, and I tell them, if you're at your end of your rope, even if you're not, and you haven't been back to school or you pushed your dreams aside for any reason, look into it. Call Stella. Get a brochure. It's worth looking into.
Yes,
it is worth looking into. This program will change your life.
Tell me just real briefly, what are some of the obstacles that women have overcome? What kinds of things, like domestic violence, poverty,
homelessness,
addictions, yeah.
There's so many things that I know. People that were prostitution. There's people that were the whole sex trafficking thing that I never thought was around here. I never thought was in the state. Yeah, and probably I would never known that was happening to these people unless we were in that environment where it's safe to talk about our problems.
And how nice to have a safe place to do
yes,
that. And before we stop, then you don't have to have had a really traumatic thing happen to you to go through this program, right? I mean, any person that feels like they've had obstacles, whether it be like
Right.
extreme shyness or something, or
Right.
you know, something like that, that would be okay to
Oh, yeah.
apply. You know?
I thought it was just for older women at first, but we had people just out of high school in our class.
Yeah. And so older women that are maybe want to re-enter the job market or
Right.
go back to school, which can be intimidating.
24 years.
It's as long as you think that you need extra support transitioning into college, give transitions a chance, and it might be for you, because they go through an interview, and so through that interview with me, you know, we have a chat about the questions, and we figure out together if transitions is the right one for them,
Okay.
or and I do recommend other services.
So
amount
you have
to,
resources to refer them to if that's not the
resources,
right
yeah.
fit. And Transitions also has a Spanish language version.
Yeah, we
or,
have the
Transiciones,
Transiciones, yeah.
So that leaves it wide open for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, we're out of time here, but we're going to go now into showing a new video about the Transitions program that is great. And so everybody should stay tuned so they can watch that. And then we'll be back with some more of the graduates from the Transitions program to hear their stories. So don't go away. We'll have a lot more coming back. When we come back, we'll be right back. Hi, I'm Monica Weitzel, and we're here at MetroEast Community Media for Community Hotline. We've just been talking with the Transitions program at Mount Hood Community College. We spoke with the program coordinator and a graduate of the program who were telling us about the program and what it's done for the women in the community. I'd like to continue that conversation now. We're going to be talking with Terry Judd, who is a graduate of Transitions, and Ianka Mitchell, who is also a graduate. Thanks for being here, ladies.
Thank you.
So, how long ago did you graduate from the program? Was it just this last
Spring term.
Spring term, okay. Terry, tell me, how did you find out about Transitions? What brought you to that?
I found out about Transitions through a friend of mine. I had just became in to live into a transitional living house, I could say. And she mentioned the Transitions program to me, and I wasn't sure about it at first, and then I went and I talked to Stella, and I was just so nervous.
Yeah.
I mean, she said my stress level was so high.
She could tell. She could tell
Yes.
you were very nervous about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Best thing I ever did, Lo.
Really?
Yes, yes.
So, do you feel like it's changed you then as a person, or
Oh, yes.
or just brought out the better you?
It's brought out the better me. It's got me more confident in going to school and doing and learning of something I wanted to do.
So,
all
what
my
is it
life.
you're doing now?
I'm trying to get
Good.
I'm going to get my associate.
I like that. I like that catch there. That was good.
To be an alcohol and drug counselor.
Oh, good for
I
you.
have a little bit over a year clean and sober.
Congratulations.
Yes, and so that is something I've always wanted to do, and I'm on my way to do that. I'm even going to summer school right now.
You are.
Tomorrow's my last day of summer school, and just did my final exam.
And then you get to move into the
Yes.
regular school year. Wow.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
but it's changed me. It got me to where I'm more open to meet other women, because I'm usually held back and quiet until they get to know me.
Well, until you get to know them
Yeah,
too, probably.
exactly.
Because I keep hearing this bond that the women have in this program. Was that a huge help to you?
Oh yes, yes. And me and Ianka became very, very good friends.
So you two are buds, huh?
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys- So
She calls me her road dog.
I love that. Hey, everybody's got to have one, right?
You got it.
So how about you? What brought you to the program?
I had some hardship, and my advisor, she's the disability, Kay Cushing, the disability services coordinator, is that her title? Anyway, she's like, I have the perfect program for you, and I just felt like I wanted to just go. I didn't
Were you
wanna
already at
stop.
school there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
and I had an injury, and so I was out for a while and re-entering. And transitions, and so I checked it out. I went and met with Stella. I didn't get in because of, I guess, powers that be, but I'm glad that I didn't get in then, because I wouldn't
Hey,
have
things
met
happen for a
Terry.
reason, right? Isn't that what
And
they
the
say?
other ladies too. And I mean, as much as I thought I knew about college, because I was a Mount Hood student before that, I say that every Mount Hood student needs a crash course in transitions, because I mean, first of all, knowing the faculty, knowing the people that you call on the phone while you're passing them in the halls, and you can say, hey, because they introduce you to everybody from financial aid to testing
Really?
to, I mean,
I
every.
wish I had that in college.
Yes, every facet of college, they leave no stone uncovered, and it's just nice to know the people that
yeah.
we've met, future math teachers, and I mean, they have the different departments come in for us, and just everything I thought I knew that I knew, I didn't know
You didn't
so
know as much as you thought you did.
Right, right.
Well, and just it would help you navigate the whole system of college, because it's
Exactly.
overwhelming to go to college, and especially if you've had other things happen in your life that maybe sidetracked you from getting in there or have made it more difficult to get through college. Yeah, that's great. What's the one thing you can think of that was the best thing you got out of it?
Learning how to talk positive about myself and to take, the obstacles in my life and flip them. And
Find the silver lining, so to speak.
Shannon, she was talking about personal statement and all of that, and it was really hard telling somebody about me and telling the positive things. And so we did a lot of activities, but also I think the biggest thing is our emotional regulation, because after transitions, everything didn't, just fix
Everything's
itself.
not perfect, yeah.
Right,
Yes.
and so now we know how to deal with it better. We know who to call. We know what to do, most of us are parents,
Yeah.
grandparents, spouses, students.
So you have people in your life that you have to
Yes,
relate to, and
yes.
they haven't all gone through
And
the
also
program.
transitions helps us focus on us, and, you know, as mothers and wives, and I mean, even some of them are single, but we worry about everybody else.
Yeah, well, that's what
And
we
often
do.
neglect ourselves.
Yeah,
And
so-
so even it was times I wanted to write about my kids, and Eden, she'd be like, no, 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 this is about you. And that was very helpful.
I can totally relate to that because that's the way women are
do.
raised. That's
Yeah.
what we
Yes.
do. We try to take care of everybody else, and if you don't take care of yourself, then and if that slips too far, then you can't help anybody else or can't be there for them. So yeah, it's a good thing. Isn't it a good feeling to put yourself?
I sometimes
front.
felt guilty,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, it was a must, and I'm glad that they helped us learn how to do that.
Wow, that's impressive. How about you, Terry? What do you think give me an example of some moment in the course that was important to you or made an impact on you?
I had an aha moment as far as in classrooms and doing the papers, and like she says, as the personal statement of talking about ourselves and looking at the positive stuff of myself and
realizing there is a lot of it.
yeah, and there's a lot more than I ever thought
Yeah.
there was, you know, because I was always down on myself. It really built my self-esteem as I was working on before I got there.
Yeah.
And just the closeness of all the women and the teachers, and like, I mean, I've moved forward and they've helped me even move forward to take more classes to better my education. And when you get stuck, they're there. And just the closeness, the family bond.
Yeah, and I hear the family bond a lot, and I also hear a lot about that personal statement. I keep hearing
Oh,
that.
yes.
So, what is there a whole process you go through to get to the personal statement, or is the whole course
It's
toward
grueling.
that? Really?
I was crying writing mine. I mean,
Yes.
that you're really bringing the things out that you want people to know without, but subtracting, you know, the, first of all, Eden, she said, write about you. And I had pages and pages, and she said, now squish it down. And I'm like,
To compress it and pull off the
yes,
meat of it. huh?
and our personal statements will change as we go
Yeah.
on, as we do
So is
better.
this a statement of who you are as a person now? Is that
Who you are, what you stand for, what you
What your
aspire to
values
be,
are,
values, community service.
some of that you probably never thought about?
No.
You know, like,
Yeah.
whoa.
And when we do the personal statement, you start out with like a worksheet. And so you're not just in the blind, and then you turn your worksheet into paragraphs. And so you do
There's
have
a
a
whole
path,
process.
but
Oh,
yes.
it really is a process. And I'm looking forward to my statement constantly evolving, and that's part of it.
So, do you plan on keeping in touch? Obviously, you two have an intention of keeping in touch. What about the other women? Do you think you'll keep in touch?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, and it's just nice to know somebody on campus. Hey, Terry,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and because
yeah.
when you come in not knowing anybody, that's scary also.
It is.
And it's easier. We studied together.
Yeah.
She went over her house, you know, and pulled out our stuff. And it's just nice to have somebody that you know, and they don't even have to be in your class, but like it goes back to we're a family now, and we're gonna follow each other throughout. And it's even been a couple of women that were sick, and you know, we call them, send them texts, emails,
Check
you
on
know.
Yeah,
It's just more than classmates.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It definitely sounds like you're friends, or sisters almost.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm a mentor.
You are a mentor,
I'll be mentoring for fall, spring, and winter of this year, and with Shannon and other mentors from the transitions.
Transiciones.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay, and the transitions, and it was a great. We had a mentoring training, and it was just great to get together and, like Shannon was saying about the thing we did about, you know, putting what we saw in people, and we didn't even know them, you know, and so it's just.
Well, you're giving back. You're getting
Yes.
giving back what you received.
Yes.
And you probably have so much value for it. You know how important that is, and what a great feeling to be able to do that for somebody else.
It
know?
is.
And I imagine if you see a woman and you meet somebody who really would benefit for, I imagine you'd
Definitely.
refer them and say, you know, this is a way to go. I mean, I love the idea of it. I'd go there myself. I think, you know, even if you're in a place where you feel good about where you are,
Still
there's
go.
a lot of that stuff that's pretty deep deep stuff. You know, I mean, it's almost like therapy. You know?
Yeah, and I recommend it. I really recommend it to if you're doing good, you're holding down a job, and you're okay with yourself still. It's an awesome thing to do.
Yeah.
And they lead you into the right direction if you want to go to school.
Right.
Further your
And that's
schooling.
what Stella was saying. I mean, I know it's a transition into college is the main focus of it, but
doesn't
it's open
matter.
to
Anybody.
wherever you need to be, I
Yeah.
guess, or what would fulfill your life. Do you find your definition of success has changed at all after going through this
Oh, yes.
program?
Yep.
Yes, a lot of our activities dealt with values.
Core values?
Yeah, core values and, you know, what it takes to become successful. And I can definitely say before the program, I saw success as something different than I do now.
What did you see it as?
Just making money.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
the
And
house,
I think
the car,
that's
the dream.
common, yeah. But really, no.
And
it's
they
not.
showed us how to incorporate how far you want to live from your job, from your kids' school, you know, things like that. And
Things that are important to you.
success is definitely different now.
Yeah, well, it's like I now live 45 minutes from work, and I love my job, but I want to be close to my granddaughter. Those are, you know, that's important to me right now at this time in my life. So that's, you know, so the drive is nothing because
Right.
I'm doing what I want to do. And I think that's it. If you're doing something that makes you happy and fulfills you, and also if you do something kind of of service to people, like you're doing that mentoring,
Yep.
I think that really, I don't know, I'm just speaking for me, and this is your interview, so I shouldn't butt in, but really, it's important to be able to keep that going and pass on what you've
It
learned
is.
and share it with others, I think.
It is. And when I get my associate's degree, I plan on going further to try to get my bachelor's. Or not try, but do.
Yeah, I love that.
And so I can give back to the community what the community has done for me. And so it is, like I said, it's a very good program. And success, I'm successful right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't when I walked in. Well, I didn't feel I was.
Yeah, you didn't see the success
Didn't
in your
see
life.
it, and they have shown me it, you know.
Do you do work on goal setting and that kind of thing?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yep,
I
there's
would-
a lot.
Long-term and short-term.
Short-term and 5-year plan.
Yeah, we had to write a 5-year plan also, just like
yes.
the personal statement, and that was just as grueling as the
bet.
personal
Yes,
statement.
you didn't know.
And can your 5-year plan evolve and change as you're going through that
Yes.
5-year period?
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
it will.
Yeah, it sounds like a great program. Well, I appreciate you coming in and talking about it, and I wish I had more time to talk about all the details of everything, but instead I'm going to kick you off the set.
Well,
I'm
thank
going
you
to
for
bring in a
having
couple
us.
other women
Oh,
here.
that's fine.
You, and it was great because originally we were going to have just you and Stella and Shannon, but there were a couple others that came with you, and,
Oh,
and
yes.
everybody's saying, no, they need to be on
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
You know, so
family.
you really are a family. So I'm going to let you go in and bring on the last two from Transitions program. But thank you so much, and I really have a feeling that your success is going to continue, and that
Thank you.
You've made it. So
Thank
thanks.
you, and thank you for having
giving
us.
transitions a voice.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Very
You're
much
welcome.
so.
Don't go away. We'll be right back with more of the Transitions program.
Coming here to shoot my documentary was more than I ever would have dreamed of doing.
This is a community media station.
It was phenomenal.
Ready, camera one.
What is it about this place that makes so many different people come together?
Ready, camera two.
Very professional, experienced people.
You can use these industry standard pieces of equipment.
Ready, camera three. Take three.
You don't have to be rich to do this.
Open people's eyes to something they've never even thought of before.
Cool stuff
stuff happen. It becomes this community.
That's going to really change who's telling the stories and who's controlling the messaging.
Local government is a very important part of our daily lives. You might think the decisions that affect us most are made in Washington, D.C., but frequently what happens at the local level has the biggest impact. Safe and clean streets and parks, local ballot measures to ensure funding for police. These are just a few of the issues that matter most. At MetroEast, we provide gavel-to-gavel coverage of local government so you can see what's happening in your East County cities. Watch city councils, planning commissions, and school boards on these cable channels or online.
You are lucky enough to be watching the channels at MetroEast Community Media.
Hi, welcome back to Community Hotline. I'm Monica Weitzel, and we're here at MetroEast Community Media in Gresham. And we've been talking with the Transitions Program at Mount Hood Community College. We've had the coordinator and some of the graduates, and we're going to finish off the show talking with two more of the graduates of the Transitions Program because they're fabulous ladies who have made amazing accomplishments in their life. I'm really happy to introduce Barbara Brentel and Lana Bobrovnikova. Right? Got them both. Okay, good. Good. Thank you, ladies, for being on here. I've been really impressed with the stories from the other graduates. And were you all in the same group? Did you all graduate together?
I
or is this two
was
different
in
groups?
Shannon's class.
Okay.
I graduated last fall from Transitions and jumped immediately into being a mentor. And I'm continuing this year and also starting Mental Health and Human Services, which I found through Transitions.
Wow. Would you ever thought of yourself going into that field before? Is that something you were interested in previously?
I was interested in the helping field, but I didn't know before going to Transitions, I didn't know exactly how to go about anything.
Where do you begin?
Yeah.
So it was a transition for you, obviously, to find out about it. I know Shannon, I think it was said that you took the Myers-Briggs test and another one.
Strong inventory.
Yeah. So did that help by taking that?
Oh yeah.
They do.
It delves deep into your personality, your interests, and just every aspect.
And kind of your aptitudes too, right? What you might be best at. And then, do you have somebody who kind of counsels you through that to help you figure out?
It's basically all the work that we do in class, and we do reflections on all this. And
you spend a lot of time getting to know yourself. It sounds like.
Yes, it's amazing because you can. In your homework and stuff, you can it's kind of a release to be able to write all this stuff down and just kind of get it off your chest. And it's a safe place to do it where you're not going to be criticized.
Yeah. How about you, Lana? When you went through the program, what was it that stood out that was most helpful to you?
Well, when I came into the program, I wasn't sure what to do with my life, and we went through those assignments, and they did help me figure out what I want to do after, and especially the 5-year plan that we had. I wrote down my dreams, and on a piece of paper they finally seemed real and
maybe attainable. Maybe it's something you could actually do. Yeah, a lot of people I don't think ever do that, and frankly I don't know that if I've ever done a 5-year plan, and probably should. I mean, I've done some form of it, but that really makes you think about what's important to you, I imagine. Yeah. So what do you want to do? Can you share that with us?
Before going into Transitions, I had like 4 different career ideas that I kept switching in my mind, thinking about what to do. But after Transitions, I did, when we found out about ourselves and what we're strong in and what our values are, I realized that I want to be a teacher, a middle school teacher. And the amazing thing is that when I talked to other girls in the class, they right away they told me without knowing what I wanted to do, they told me, hey, Lana, you're going to be a good teacher. I was like, wow, you can see that from the side.
But you didn't see it yourself.
Yes, I didn't see that until
That's pretty impressive. Those are women that have gotten to know you, and to be able to see that, I imagine. But do you find that your view of yourself has changed from
yes,
when you started?
I came in kind of shy, and I was scared because through the things that I went through, we all went through difficulties, but when we went through them together and when we talked about it, I realized that I'm a human just like the rest of us. We all go through some kind of challenges. And after we talked about it, it made me stronger.
Good, good. I really believe that's true, that everybody has something at some point in their life they're going to have to go through. If you don't have to go through it until you're much older, good for you. Maybe you've had a great childhood. But, some people have really tough childhoods. Some people, their teen years are horrible. Sometimes it's events you have no control over. Sometimes it's your bad choices. But everybody has something at some time or another, and you usually don't know that about people. You don't know what their stories are because you don't go into the grocery store and start talking to people about the horrible things that have happened to you. But being able to share them like that really helps people to bring out the best in yourselves and feel more confident that I'm not the weirdo here. Everybody has got something.
Everybody's got something.
Yeah. So where do you go from here? So you're mentoring, and what are you doing right now, Lana?
I took the summer off to enjoy life and going back to Mount Hood in the fall term and just going to continue my education and stick to my 5-year plan.
Good. Now, did I understand you got a scholarship?
Yes. When we were in that class, we learned how to fill out for scholarships, and it's a really difficult process. And
it's very difficult.
Yes, and lots of things don't make sense to you. So we asked lots of questions. We got to know which ones are fit for us, and we filled it out. And honestly, when I filled it all out, I was like, whatever, this is my assignment. I'm going to do it. But I didn't believe in it. And when I got that letter in the mail, I was like, wow.
So you have the letter here?
Yes, I have the letter. I got awarded a scholarship from the Foundation John Lim Gresham Chamber of Commerce, and it's for 1 year. And
so 1 year, what, tuition?
Tuition, yes.
How wonderful is that? And I'm sure that helped.
Yes.
I mean, I can't imagine it not being a help to anybody, but that was, and it's not only helping you financially, but that's a vote of confidence in your future.
Yes, and there's so much opportunities, and you just got to reach out.
Wow. So how about you? Are you back in school now, or are you going?
Oh, yeah. I got accepted into the Mental Health and Human Service program, and I start this fall.
Do you know what exactly you want to do, or is you leave that kind of open and just kind of explore the field?
It's kind of open. There's a lot of different directions to go there, and I've heard that a lot of the agencies around in different places go to Mount Hood seeking out people that have gone through their program because of the training they get.
There's a lot of connections between Mount Hood Community College and the community and businesses. They do work together a lot, and that's a great thing for
and
for your
there's so many different directions to go. You can
mental health is like what a wide open field right now.
Yeah, you can go into children's services, domestic violence. You can go into elderly care places. The list goes on and on.
It would be a really wide open field. I mean, even something like going into the administrative part of it, or going into the actually hands-on care. It's wide open.
I want to kind of like do what I'm doing at Mount Hood as a mentor, and that's helping other people find their way.
Yeah, that's and it's giving back. It's giving back.
It's giving back in a big way.
Yeah, and so, I mean, how do you feel about that now that it's like you've been through the fire, you know what I mean?
Well, I went back to school because I had no computer skills and couldn't even put in a job application. Heard about transitions and got in there, and that just totally took me in another direction.
Wow. So it was a good direction, right?
It was a good direction.
Yeah. Was it hard for you to decide to go back to school, or did you even
After 40 years of being out of school, I call it closing the gap. I picked up where I left off when I was 16.
Wow. Really?
Yes.
Wow. So had you graduated from high school?
No, I had gotten a GED somewhere along the way in 1982.
Wow.
And I had no other direction to go, so I went and took the placement test and started taking prerequisites. And
so who guided you to the transitions program? How'd you?
I heard about it through school. I'd actually been in school for a year.
Oh, really?
And I finally asked a friend that was in the transitions and about to graduate, and she took me down there and introduced me, and I signed up.
Do you think there's a lot of room for more people? I mean, if people see this and go, wow, yeah, that's what I want to do.
There's definitely room for more.
Yeah, because it sounds like a great program.
It is. It's amazing. It helps you build self-confidence and just see the world in a whole new view.
And see yourself in a whole new view,
yes,
too, I would
definitely.
Think. Yeah. And just the self-confidence itself is such a big deal, because when you go to apply for a job or to, anything you do out in your community, if you don't have some self-confidence, it shows, and people are much more receptive to that if you have.
Well,
some
and the
confidence in
friendships
yourself.
and the bonds, and we're like family. I mean, we see each other and give each other hugs, on campus, and it's like it's amazing, because you've got this great big support system. Not only Stella and Eden and Jenny and Liz and everybody, but you've got all of your classmates.
Yeah. And I looked at the group, and it's a wide. There's a lot of diversity as far as ethnic background and race, and there's an age, but everybody seems to.
Well, we enjoyed one afternoon just sitting out and talking and listening to people that had come from other cultures and what their lifestyles were like, and it was fascinating.
Well, it's really interesting to find out about what other people's lives are like when you're around them long enough to dig deep and find out, and then you find out how much you have in common as well.
Yeah, and how much you didn't know.
Yeah. What was your biggest surprise being part of the transitions program? Is there anything that really surprised you, or about yourself?
I wasn't really surprised. I just came in with like, whatever it throws at me, I'll just
your
take
expectations don't sound like they were all that high.
Yeah. Well, someone actually did say to me, "Oh, why are you taking that class? Isn't that a waste of your time?" And after I went through the class, I'm like, no, that was not a waste of my time. It helped me. And what is it, a semester of your life? But it did so much.
You think it'll impact the rest of your life?
Yes.
Yeah, in a positive way, I assume. Yeah.
Yes. So if I see a girl, another woman, lady, struggling or anything, or if she's not sure about life, I'll always tell her, go to transitions. It's good for you. It did good for me and many other girls.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who came out of it, graduated, and say, "Oh, that was a waste of time." No one.
Does anybody ever drop out?
Occasionally.
Because it sounds like it can be painful at times.
Well, some people just aren't ready yet.
Well, that's a good way of looking at it. That's probably right. Yeah. It's just like somebody who's an addict and they're not ready to give it up.
Well, and life happens.
Yeah, it does. Yes, it does.
When you least expect it.
Dang, life got in the way again. Yeah. So from now on, you're both in school. Do you have families that you have people you have to take care of, or do you take care of yourself? And this
I'm
is your
on my
focus
own.
right now.
My youngest daughter just graduated from Portland State, and
congrats. That's a big deal.
So I've got 7 daughters, and
oh my goodness,
waited for them to grow up, and then I went out on my own.
You know what? You are a great example for your daughters. That impresses me, because you've got 7 daughters who are now going to see, look what mom did. And you should feel pretty darn good about that. I mean it. That impresses me a lot. Yeah, it does.
3 years to retirement, but I'm not planning to retire. I'm just starting.
I'm with you there.
I'm just starting.
And it's just a whole new phase of your life. But that is a great thing for them to see, that even if life hands you something that's not too good in life, you can turn it around and you can make it a good thing. And you did. So I would feel really proud of myself if I were you. Yeah.
I try to keep a positive attitude, and transitions help me do that.
Good. And what's the point of being negative? I mean, it just makes you and everybody else miserable. But it will at least have everybody else feel good. Yeah. So, and you're younger, and then you're starting out at a different point in your life. But you got to get in on this early, and that's a great thing too. I like that there's a variety of the ages and the women from all different backgrounds, it seems like. Yeah. But what do you think is the one thing you had in common with everybody there? Besides
Everybody's been through something.
Yeah, we're all women, and all our emotions, and we all supported us through that.
Was there a lot of crying?
Oh.
Yeah, there was crying.
Yes.
There was hugging afterwards.
A lot of hugging. Yeah.
looking out for each other.
You know, and women can sometimes be not nice to each other. Sometimes they can be catty and you know, and not supportive of each other. But when they're supportive of each other, it's strong, you know, and that's a really
I haven't
powerful
seen
thing.
that in transitions.
Well,
Most
that's what I
people
hear.
bound.
Yeah, that's what I hear is that the people in there, because you've taken the time to really get to know each other.
And you've got 3 classes, and they're all with the same people.
Oh,
You're not going in with a bunch of strangers for each different class.
Yeah, so you're going to, I mean, you're going to bond or kill each other. I don't know which.
Yeah,
It sounds like you're.
there was times where somebody missed a class and we texted them or emailed them, "Where are you? Come to class." Like we
So
haven't
you're like
seen
keeping them on
Yes.
task, but also, you know, concerned about them. Yeah. Well, we're just about out of time, but this has been a really illuminating hour for me, and I think this is a great program. I'll sing the praises far and wide because it really is. It's a great.
I tell everybody about it.
Yeah, I would too. And you'll have the opportunity to, as you go through life, you know, just. You know, when you run across people that need some help, this is great. And the fact that you're passing it on is beautiful. So congratulations to both of you for coming through the program so well and for mentoring.
Thank you for having us here.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thanks for watching Community Hotline tonight. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did and that you will pass the information on to women you know who may benefit from the program, or if you yourself would benefit. Check it out. It's at Mount Hood Community College, the Transitions Program, or Transiciones for the Spanish-speaking community. I'm Monica Weitzel. We'll see you here next week.
Around us.
The absolute most important thing that happens in your neighborhood.
People's local communities are usually what's most important to them.
Because we're the faces, the smiles, the peoples, and the personalities of the community.
To not only give people a voice, but to have their voice heard.
Have you ever wanted to create a TV show of your own? Come check out the basic editing class at MetroEast. Our trainers will give you the skills you need to flex your creative muscles. Using our state-of-the-art IMAX and Final Cut Pro 10, you can work with your own videos, add graphics and music, and even drop in cool special effects like green screen and slow motion. The best part? No experience is required. All ages and skill levels are welcome. Find out more on our website at metroeast.org.